dinner has been had. It's actually delicious. There's Drafter. Oh, I should jump on TeamSpeak. Oh, evidently there's an update for it. No, there's not. It's just being slow. There we go.
Connected. Channel switched. Microphone muted.
Oh, there's only 5 people in here. Oh, now they're all jumping on.
User joined your channel.
Hey, April.
How's it going?
There we go. Blah, 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 blah. Time for more fun. I was listening to stuff quite loud, so I had to turn my headphones down a little bit. I'm interested to see what car splits we end up getting.
Evening all.
Oh,
Howdy.
Hello?
Hey, wrestler.
Oh man, this is gonna hurt my shoulders after this one. With all the counter steering I'm gonna have to do in a big hurry. Should be a fun one though. And it looks like we got a really good spread of lap times, which is good. Means there should be battles all the way throughout. Even for people like me who are inevitably going to make mistakes. Hey, Stimpy. I actually haven't watched South Park in a very long time. But it's funny how some of those things stick with you no matter what. Dang it. Oh, I need to get off track. There we go. When this thing snaps back on me, it does so in a real big hurry. That makes it real tough to control. But right up until the point where it snaps, it's really fun. Oop. Alright, so who's in what? We got 1 Corvette, 2 Corvettes, I'm in the Porsche, 1 Ferrari, 1 Z4, 2 Z4s, 1 Aston, 2 Astons, 3 Corvettes, 2 Porsches, 2 Ferrari. Wow, we've actually got a really good mix. We genuinely have a really good mix. Is there anybody not in a car? We have some Aston Martins, we have some Z4s. Nobody's in the nobody's in the Viper. Oh, I'm so tempted to switch. I'm so tempted to switch. I won't though. I did so much more practice in this car than in the Viper. I'm so tempted to switch though. I genuinely think this car will be a bit more fun here anyway, but that does make me sad. That being said, the Viper is not ideal on this circuit. The Viper's really strong. at places where you don't want very much downforce. Which isn't to say it's bad at high downforce stuff, it's just not as good. Like Monza, that thing is a monster around Monza. It's also pretty good at Spa, despite the second sector. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of yellow flags in this one. Not actual cautions, but local yellows. Alright, evidently I'm going to have to go backwards on that brake bias change. I thought I could go back to 56, evidently I cannot. I don't know if it's just a matter of me not being comfortable after taking an hour away from it or what, but... God, the way this thing drives out of the corner is really, really nice. I guess I could have also left that setting where it was and increased the diff coast, but I really like the way it turns through the center of the corner right now. So I didn't really want to adjust that out. On the bright side, it's just practice, so the lap times don't matter right now. I think I'll still have 15 minutes to set a qualifying time, I think. Maybe even 20. Probably 15 and then 5-minute warm-up, I would guess. I mean, look at my car charge out of the corner. I do like the flame out of that Corvette, though. From that beautiful side exhaust. You went a little quick through there. You can be aggressive in that corner, but not quite that aggressive.
Man,
You
it's a
still
tough
need to
track.
brake for it. I have to be so aggressive with my braking. I should say my brake.
It's got a nice flow
Power.
to it, though. Oh, I love it, but man, it's tough.
This is my home track. I was born about 15 miles from here.
Nice. That's awesome. Even with that mistake, still a 21.7's not bad.
For a second, I thought you were going to say you were born in the stands.
May have been conceived there. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, that was Harmer. Harmer is Canadian as well. I don't know if he still lives around the track, but he definitely still lives up in Canada. Which is my favorite name for Canada. God, this car is fun here. I definitely have to wait until the tires warm up. When the tires are cold, it's actually pretty scary. But once the tires get some heat in them, it really wants to grip and rip at that point.
Wow, with these times, we should spread right out.
God, again, the way the car powers out of the second corner feels so good in this thing. Like, it's hard to explain, but basically, I crest that hill, brake a little bit at the top, it starts to understeer, and then right as the car lands again, coming back down, all four corners bite. They slide a little bit, but they still bite, and it just throws itself through that corner. It feels amazing. Even on cold tires, right there. Like I said, right when it lands, it just throws itself out of the corner. And then I have cold tires, so it doesn't grip at all there. Hey, I didn't slide through that corner on the cold tires for once. I think I can do a 20.2 or a 20.3. I think I'm capable of putting that together in 15 minutes. I don't think I can get into the 19, so unless I happen to magically put everything together one lap. I don't think it'll happen, but it might.
User in your channel timed out.
I guess I theoretically could throw on the soft tires as well.
Let me just get out of everybody's way.
Wait, thank you.
It's a good start to the lap. We'll see if we continue it well enough. I don't like the fact that I have to lift a little bit there to get the car to turn, but it's the only way I've found to get the car to turn through that right-hander, or the left-hander I should say. Or it's the only way I've found to get the car to turn enough to stay way on the left for that braking zone. Because I'm not very good at braking across the track, which would be optimal, is to carry more speed, brake all the way across to the left, and then cut it back to the right. But I'm not quite good enough at doing that. So it's just safer for me to lift a little bit there and keep it all the way to the side. I know I'm still slow in that last sector though. Okay. Or I will instantly do a 19. Holy cow. I guess all of that practice rubber, we're finally getting enough down. Because holy cow, that didn't feel like I was really pushing the limits. So I guess this track, even at 5 times, this track just really rubbers in slowly. Because it took a lot of people doing a lot of laps to get that level of rubber, basically. Evidently my first sector is amazing, considering I was 2/10 off there. And I was still 1.5 tenths better than pole right now. Alright, now I'm curious what kind of time I can do. 'Cause that 19.6 is just crazy. I really want to throw on the soft tire now as well.
User joined your channel. User joined your channel.
God, I love the way it feels at that corner. Oh, nice and smooth there. I just have a really hard time feeling when I can put the power down out of that corner. Oh, a little too stabby on the throttle there, or the brake. The pedal on the left-hand side. That isn't the clutch. The pedal in the middle. There we go. The one that makes it stop. I just squirted it a little too hard and it made the car really rotate. Wow, that cost me a hell of a lot of time though. Wow. Alright. I guess we're diving to the pits. That's one way to enter the pits. I think penalties are off, so I could have just blown through here anyway, but might as well take a glorious look down pit lane. Hopefully we won't have to see it during the race. Man, pit lane exit is really slippery. Like really, really slippery. Obviously my lap doesn't count, so I'm not gonna push Corvette driver here. But I want to keep my pace up because there's a car behind me as well. I almost feel like that's the optimal line through there. The car's a little more stable. Very similar to the final chicane at Spa, where the optimal line into it may not be the obvious line. Alright, that should give us a decent gap and keep us ahead of Drafter. And now we can push. Nope. The sixes are softs, right? Yeah. Screw it. Let's throw on softs and see what we can do. I'm really, really, really curious.
Did you experience a crash, Armor?
Yeah, the game froze up.
And I can squirt as hard as I want, sir. Now, it is a thing I tend to do with the brake pedal. When it's a situation where I don't need to do it, but I'm so used to braking in that way, where I stab the brake all at once to get a bunch of braking pressure out of it when I'm going fast, and I don't...
Is the race going to be at these same temperatures?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a tendency to do that even when I need just a little bit of braking between corners like that. And obviously when you're going slow, when you slam the brake, it just... it tends to upset the car. Not the best way to start a lap. But it's a pretty short run down into this corner, so it's not too affected. Somehow I don't have the highest speed, which interests me. I figured I'd be one of the few people running really low wing like this. Somehow I'm super fast through that first sector. Even when I'm 3/10 off my own pace, I'm still ahead of the whole time there. This lap is done for at the moment, though. I almost feel bad for Corvette driver at this point. He's got a giant gap where he's at. God, I can't get my braking down for that corner at all. I'm not even trying to do anything different, it's just the car's just rotating real hard when I hit the brakes there. I think I just need to brake a little earlier for it. That was my worst first sector in a while. It's not going to be a great second sector either. I think we literally have one more shot at it here. On this next lap. God, I did that 19.6 and I haven't been anywhere near that lap since. Which honestly doesn't bode very well for the race. We'll see what we can do here. I'm just going to try backing it down a little bit. Into the corners in particular. I think I'm losing a lot of time trying to charge the corner. Which I really don't need to do because my car rolls through the center so well. Like it releases from the brake pedal to the gas pedal. It releases into the corner so well. I still feel like that's going to be slow. Unfortunately with Sector 2, that's the part I'm messing up, and that's the part I need to not mess up. Harmer's ahead of me by 200ths! Oh, man! Yeah, I just haven't matched that middle sector since that first lap. It's actually where I'm losing a lot of time, evidently. Oh, that's one way to finish a lap. I mean, you don't have to go out again. I mean, there doesn't need to be a lap limit, just don't drive out again. I mean, it is worth noting, if you look at my laps, my first lap was my best one anyway. I didn't get anywhere near it after that. I mean, I wasn't going to one-up you. I was just going worse and worse and worse every time I went back out. I still think I have the fastest first sector. No, Harmer has me matched. No, yeah, he has me almost matched. I've got it by 200th in Sector 1. I have the fastest overall first sector. And I mean, as you can see, I got close to it there, and then never got anywhere near it again. Well, I guess here I got relatively close. I need to see what I did on that lap. Because I feel like I feel like I had to have done something different in sector 1 and 2 on this lap. Well, that was much cleaner than any of the following laps. That's about the same. That's actually later than I was braking. Oh, I got on the gas so early. Oh, I got on the gas so early. Oh. I got through that section really well. And there I took that wider line in, tighter line out. So that is a faster way through there. At least for me and my setup. And it lets you... I guess it makes sense because you want to blast out of the... you really, really want to blast out of that corner as fast as you can. Because the entry corner doesn't matter that much. The exit corner matters a ton. And then I got through here really well. I matched this one other time. I'm just not good at this last sector at all.
User disconnected from your channel.
We'll see what we can do in the race at least. We got a full 10 people though. At least for now. Only 6 in TeamSpeak though. Which is interesting. Now we go to warm up, and by the way, I just want to point out all of my laps are on race fuel. Just want to point that out at least. So that should be a pace I'm capable of doing in the race. Hey, it sticks on pit exit if you light up the rears. See, I can brake really deep through there, and I can accelerate a lot earlier than I think I can, even with cold tires there.
Hey, Darren.
Hey, Darren.
Hi.
Oh, it's gonna be interesting no matter what happens. And like I said, this setup for me on this car makes it fun to drive no matter who's around. I'm so on edge on that last corner. It's fast, but it's probably more dangerous than it needs to be. With how I take it. Oh, no. Couldn't quite tell where he was going to come through that corner at. That's what I absolutely have to avoid doing. Oh, that's that exit out of that corner I want. This should be a relatively high top speed at the end of the straight here. Nope, still 248. God, finding that breakpoint is really hard. And it's a really important breakpoint to find. Because you have a relatively long, full speed run down to here. See, I can't... Every time I try to keep it really wide there, that happens. When I try to cut it back and start braking, I have too much steering in it still before it goes straight. That's why I tend to just have to lift through the downhill left. When I get it right, it looks great. And spin. I really need to avoid doing that though, because it takes a crap ton of life out of the tire instantly. And there's the prancing horse Ferrari. Which was not at all what I expected, but I was not disappointed. I have to admit the Ferrari looks good around here. It really does. Looks like he's got quite a bit of understeer there. This will theoretically be a really close race between quite a few people, though.
Hey, I just figured out how to take that corner on the last lap of warm-up.
Microphone
Yay me.
activated.
Better than the last lap of the race.
Microphone muted.
Oh, I have no idea if Russell is a brony or not. I have no idea. But either way, I think he gave himself the idea regardless of if he is or not. Because his initial idea was to make it an anime livery, which would have been fun as well. But he tends, in the past, he's also had memes on his liveries in general, so I think regardless of if he likes the content or not, because it makes him laugh, I think he'll put it on there either way. Same for me, like I said, I don't judge either way. But I would be surprised, because again, with his liveries in the past, he loves the tongue-in-cheek memester stuff, so it wouldn't surprise me if it was that. I enjoyed it because he said it's my prancing horse livery. So the pun there is what made me enjoy it the most. All right. We do have our formation lap. Oh, I don't know why that's so fun. Again, I do have some fuel to burn, but I still want to be careful here. The big thing is I don't want to burn off any of the tires that I don't need to, because I need every bit of my tires. My setup is aggressive, and I am aggressive on my setup. I really need to figure out how to charge through that corner a little bit better. Because again, the lap where I did my best by a really huge margin was the lap that I got that hairpin right. And it makes sense. Because I can do decently well in the first sector, almost no matter what, in a sense. But getting the exit there maximizes my straight line speed here, which the amount of downforce I have on, it's really, really important that I maximize that. So I need to make use of my lack of downforce. God, I couldn't get the tires to rip at all. So I've got no heat in my rears, so that's unfortunate. It's such a short run from the last corner to
And
your
I
pit
am
stall.
so crooked right now.
Packed in like sardines.
Alright, here we go. Give him a little tap there to get him going. I see at least one person in the pits. Maybe they're starting from pit lane. Tires are very cold, have to be really careful. Particularly in this corner the first time, the car wants to slide a lot on entry and exit. Got nested right up my booty. And I need to maximize that corner so I can maximize the straight. Hopefully whatever happened behind me was not my fault. I didn't see anything. But on the entry I was focusing forward, so I don't know if Histogram tried to make a move there or not. If he did, I probably cut him off. Like I said, I was looking entirely forward. Because I was right on that car's bumper. Alright. Harbor's engine blew. That sucks for Harbor. That red light scared the crap out of me. I've never seen that before. Okay, good. Like I said, I was concentrating so much forward that I really didn't want it to end up being a situation where I chopped his nose off without realizing it. I'm trying too hard in that hairpin right now. I need to relax a little bit, dial it back the tiniest little bit, and stop pushing quite so hard into the corner. And by that I mean I can use the brake more into the corner, basically, instead of trying to push the nose and the speed through the corner. Because I know I have good speed off most of the corners. Little slide there. And right as the car climbs that hill, you can get aggressive with it. I feel like that was a good exit. Unfortunately, the two cars ahead are still pulling away, even though I felt like I got a great exit there. We might just already be in our place in a sense. We'll see. Jordan somehow gets 7/10 on me there, which is pretty insane. Even though he has 3 clicks more rear wing on. Which is just kind of weird. I gained a ton of time in that third sector though. On myself. I guess surprisingly, the second sector is actually probably my worst. Which, given my lack of downforce, surprises me. But I guess it's not so much I lack downforce, it's that I have a low rear wing setting. I guess is a more appropriate way to say it. Because lacking downforce would mean I had like -1 on the front. And it is such hard work getting this thing through that hairpin. It really, really is. It wants to oversteer on entry, it wants to oversteer the instant I hit the brake, then it wants to oversteer on exit. The rest of the lap, it's fairly well balanced between the front and the rear. But that one corner in particular, it's just oversteer city. I learned my lesson. I have to lift a little bit if I go wide there.
Hey, there's a bump out there.
I saw you hit something.
A little tiny bit too early on the throttle that time. I'm keeping up with Feyration though.
Probably a beaver.
Raritan? There we go. Raritan. I'm probably still pronouncing that wrong, but that's close enough. My brain just turned it into Feyration for whatever reason. I mean, there's not even a T in it. Oh, there is a T in it. But it's I-T-O-N instead of T-I-O-N. Local yellow somewhere up here. Too early on the brake that time, which meant I was too early on the throttle. I tried to get on the throttle immediately after getting off the brake in that third corner. Oh, there, that's a much smoother corner. Terrible exit, though. I just have such a terrible time getting the car to turn through that last half without over-rotating. Because it either wants to rotate in or out. And it's just disappointing because I know I have enough pace to get right up there 2 second and maybe even battle with him, but I can't If I can't get up to him, then I can't use my straight line speed. And right now he's pulling away because I'm making way too many mistakes in places that really shouldn't be making mistakes in. I'm just wasting time now. Well, wide. Now I'm just getting annoyed with myself, which is not making it any better. I don't understand how Bjorn is that fast in a straight line when he's got 3 more clicks of rear wing in his car. Unless he changed his wing without saying anything. Or the Ferrari's OP, one or the other. But I feel like the Ferrari should not be all that great in a straight line. Because in real life they struggle at Daytona pretty heartily. Although again, I don't know how they perform in the WEC at like Monza and Spa. That's what I absolutely could not afford to do. That pulls a ton of life out of the tire too. I just can't get the feeling back in that double right. Like I wasn't even trying to push that time. Or just any feeling I had in that corner is just gone. I had to lift a little bit there, I got a ton of understeer. Hey, problem. I'm literally just gonna have to go that slow through there. It hurts and it sucks, but it's the only way I'm gonna get through there safely. And this is why it sucks, because this is where I need to make time up. Is through here. It looks like Corvette driver is struggling in most of the same places though. I'm mostly just frustrated because I hate the way the car feels in that double right now. Like, I have no feeling on entry to that corner anymore. I have no feeling through it anymore. And obviously, it makes it really hard to push the car through there in any way, even in a safe way, when you feel like you've completely lost your way in there. Because it feels the same everywhere else. So I'm pretty sure it's just me in that corner. I mean, I guess to cut myself some slack, it's not an easy corner sequence. But that still doesn't make me feel any better about being bad there. Had to brake a little bit earlier there because I was carrying a lot more speed. Yeah, see, to match Bjorn's speed, I have to get a draft all the way down the straight. And I don't remember him being behind somebody at all in this race. I guess maybe he was behind somebody at the back of the field at some point or something. Went way too deep in there. That was scary. Again, I'm just trying to get really less aggressive in here. Just try to take it, period. At this point, if he takes it better than me, then so be it. I'm going to have to try and make my time other places on the track. Because I need to be safe through there. Hey look, if I shift correctly, I carry more speed into turn 1. Who would have thought? Nope. I saved that so many times in practice, I felt like I could. Oh, there goes the battle for 4th. Or 3rd.
Found the beaver again.
That's so weird. That felt like all of the times that I did it in practice. But it never came out of it like it did in practice. Interestingly enough, I thought I would enjoy every single lap of this race because I was enjoying myself in practice so much. But it's surprising how frustrating this has been so far. Because practice I was just... I guess it's because in practice I wasn't screwing up that really important corner so much. Well, yeah, it just doesn't recover anymore. If damage was on, I would have been screwed the first time, but my tires are in terrible shape now anyway. The other weird thing is, I don't know, I don't remember if I did my practice race in the, I guess I did it in the Viper, didn't I? What? Oh, my engine's dead. Why is my engine dead? What killed my engine? I'm genuinely confused. My engine just stopped running. I don't hit first gear or anything. I don't over-rev it here, do I? Because it goes up to like 8100. It did look like it hit 84 or something there for a second.
And suddenly some DNFs are happening.
Microphone activated.
Yeah, I blew my engine somehow. I don't know how. I was just braking for the tight corner at the bottom and it just stopped going.
Microphone muted.
That's really annoying. I guess we'll see if there's any close battles. It looks like these guys are close. I mean, even though that wasn't going my way, I would have liked to have gotten to finish at least. Wow, histogram has a lot more straight line speed. At this rate, I should have just gone with the Viper and been back here in with this group. God, that's such a disappointing way to finish that. Like, I genuinely don't know. Maybe I did over-rev it? Unfortunately, there's no way that I know of to cut back to that after I went to live. I wonder if the same thing happened to Harmer. Because I saw his engine blow up. I didn't realize what it was until the second afterwards, but that is what I ended up seeing. That really sucks to lose 3 people, though. And again, 2 of us to the same problem. I don't know what caused her to have to stop, though. Because she stopped before I even got to that corner, because she wasn't on track there. She was relatively close behind me. But this is the only battle on track. And I think histogram is pulling away from Cousin M. I wonder if we'll see the times and see if Drafter is catching Cousin M. Let's see. He's doing low 23s. Drafter's doing a rare 21. Drafter might catch him. If they keep doing those speeds, I think he'll catch him right at the end. Man, my lap times weren't bad. He was consistent. He picked up the pace right when he was starting to pull away from me anyway. Yeah, we were battling there. What were Lem's laps like? She was about the same pace. Harmer didn't even get to do a lap. Oh, yeah. So that first lap thing, and then on lap 5, I think Histogram had another mistake, because his lap times are right in that same... Man! If all of us had not had issues, I think we had a few of us that were right in the same wheelhouse lap time-wise. Unfortunately, Drafter's attack is going to get cut short, I think. I think he's going to run out of time anyway. Yeah, the 23's not going to do it. He needed to stay in those 21s to have a shot at catching
Nice
Cousin
win,
M.
Bjorn.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Nice
good
win,
win,
Bjorn.
Bjorn.
Amber, what happened to you?
Microphone activated.
I'm guessing something similar to me. I mean, I was behind him and I saw his engine explode into the second to last corner.
Okay.
And like I said, mine, I was going through the downhill left, the second one of the two, going into the tight double right-hander, and my engine just stopped pulling out of the first slow corner.
Did you over-rev it?
I didn't think so. I mean, I did nothing different from all the other times.
That's what I thought when I saw the fire coming out the back.
I didn't see any fire out of mine, though. I looked at the replay. There was nothing. The car just stopped going forward.
Oh man.
Did you just get that position?
Yeah, just barely. I wasn't
Wow.
expecting that. Don't ever give up.
That's
Who
right.
did I bump in the beginning? I hit somebody. I apologize. Not sure who it was. So
Yeah, I saw that right in front of me into the slow corner, and I was like, well, that's interesting.
yeah, it's my fault. I brake later and I should have realized it. So
Yeah, well, that was disappointing. Oh, well.
Microphone muted.
Let me mute this real quick.
Right.
Sound muted.
Well, that was a thing. Fighting for fourth would have been nice. I made that one dumb mistake, and then I think I could have had a battle with Lem there as well. Except something happened with her, and then my engine just stopped, which not a very fun way to end the race. But oh well. Either way, hopefully it was still interesting. I guess that's probably the most disappointing. That's probably more disappointing than last week to me, because I don't like not getting to finish when I don't know why. But oh well. Hopefully it was still entertaining while I was driving it around. Practice was definitely a lot more fun for me anyway. But either way, that'll do it for tonight. No idea what we're racing next week. Monday will be F1 2016 again. As I said before, there's tons of racing to watch this weekend, so it should be lots of fun if you're a racing fan. But either way, I don't know, that's just such a blah way to finish a race. Like, if damage was on and the car had just exploded into pieces the first time I hit the wall, I'm okay with that. If that had done a bunch of damage, I'd come into the pits and then I threw it into the wall again and it exploded in pieces, I'm fine with that. But to be downshifting for a corner the same way I always do, it's just that just feels so dumb. But oh well. Oh well. I'll be whining about that on Monday too, but we'll see. Either way. As I said, hopefully it was still entertaining. It was alright while it lasted, but either way. As always, thank you all very much for stopping by, I will see you all later.